Buongiorno again, collectors. We have another nice model to enter the collection today. So this might be a long video because I've never reviewed this brand before, and it's a resin model, so there should be a lot of details. So let's take a look at this packaging since I've never seen it. YM model. I've seen a bunch of these, this brand making a bunch of different models. But I pre-ordered this many months ago, and I actually forgot about it. I'm not sure why I would say Pandem body kit on here. This doesn't have, I don't think this has a Pandem kit on it. I have no clue what RCF or why there's a runner back there. We know the scale, so that's good. It didn't come with any cellophane. I just got this from my dealer the way that it looks right now, so that's interesting. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Made in China. Okay, well, let's take a look here. So hopefully this information I'm going to tell you is correct. I got it from Wikipedia, and well, there's a good 50% chance that it's not correct, but I don't have time to research this stuff properly. You guys have to decide. Do you want me to review models, a lot of models, and have all the information right, or just review a lot of models? Okay. Anyways, I try to do the best I can. Let's see. That's a loose case cover. Yeah, so you don't want to pick it up by just the top. Okay. So in 1996, Ferrari put this car out. They only made, I think, 3 of them. It was meant to compete in the BPR Global GT series against the McLaren F1 GTR and the likes. But the series collapsed, and then when they came back, they changed the rules around and pretty much screwed over Ferrari. Sorry, I don't know if you call that a swear or not. But anyways, Ferrari said, forget you guys, we're going to just stick to Formula 1. So, yeah, this car never developed any further than this. It was an abandoned project. Alright, so you can see here this crazy mirror nameplate. I mean, it literally is a mirror. You can see my finger. So, it's got the brand on there. It's limited edition, around 400 pieces. Boy, I don't want to get my fingerprints all over this, so there are 2 screws if you're a daring collector, but I think I'm going to just leave this on the base this time around. You'll notice there's a little layer, so they have this fake carbon fiber vinyl sticker or something, it's like the fake carbon you would see for upholstery, and they glued it around probably a piece of cardboard, and then they put this plaque on there, so I don't know. I mean, it is 3-dimensional, but I just have a feeling it's probably going to crack apart, being made of plastic, unless it's a high quality plastic, which hopefully this model is made out of, but we won't know for another 10 to 20 years. But model railroads are made of plastic, and I would hope that these model companies are using that type of plastic to last for decades. Boy, this thing is so shiny, it's really hard for... I'm hitting the focus button there on the front corner. I guess that's as good as I'm going to get it. I'm just looking through my camera screen at this model and the photograph, and to me it looks pretty accurate. Alright, let's try the side view. So let me hit the focus again. Okay. Yeah, okay, looks alright. What do you guys think? And let's try the rear view here. I believe this is Beverly Hills. I used to live in Santa Monica at one point in time. If you're ever near Beverly Hills, there's 2 pizza joints with the same name called Mulberry Street Pizza. And one might be on this road, like literally right there. That's the best pizza, New York style pizza, on the western part of America, in my opinion. I highly recommend it. If you're from New York City, you might think otherwise, but I've had New York City pizza many a time in New York. But I like the Mulberry Street. Alright, so there you've seen the pictures. Let's continue on here. So the GT of this F50 here, I guess they fixed the roof on permanently. It obviously has a massive picnic table of a wing here. It also has a front spoiler significantly longer, and then a whole bunch of other little adjustments and stuff and parts. It's supposed to have a 4.7 liter V12, making around 740 horsepower, and it would prove to be faster than the Ferrari 333 SP, which is like a purpose-built race car, like a Le Mans kind of racing vehicle. And, well, that's... Oh, I think this is theoretically supposed to go 234 miles per hour, although I'm not sure if that was actually ever proven. Okay, that's it for the talking there. So the wheels, they're just so shiny black, it's hard to focus, but through those wheel gaps there, you can see a disc brake system, and it looks like there's a caliper right there. And you know what? I'm looking at the photograph of the real car. It has like silver calipers. So, although instinctively I would love to see those calipers be a different color, in this case they actually seem to be quite accurate. What I don't see is the printing on the wheel. I don't know if all these F50s had printing on the wheel, but the real photograph has some white text on one of the spokes. Okay, so it does have a center knockoff here. And the tires are nice. They have a little bit of curvature. Unfortunately, there's no printing on the tire. I would have expected some sort of Pirelli, or like the real photo is running Michelin's. It would have been nice to have some printing on the tires. Okay. Look at this side vent here. I don't see any black paint in there. It does go in a bit, but it would have been nice to have some black paint in there. Or even a black piece of plastic with like some sort of grill texture. But no, I think it's just red in there. Okay. Well, looking at the side black line bisecting the body, the molding is pretty good. Unfortunately, the paint is running into the door panel here, and it's running up here on the clamshell. Although I gotta say that would be really hard to paint. You know, with the capillary action of paint, it wants to suck it around the entire thing. So I just don't know if it would be possible to actually paint that any better than these guys did. You got to build model kits to really understand, you know, how hard it is to actually make some of these things. And again, this is why I'm willing to buy some of these more expensive ones, because it would take me much too long to try to make this myself. Okay, well, we got a bunch of what looks like metal pieces here for the, you know, the locks to hold all the clamshells down. So that's nice. You know, it's not a sticker. It's not just silver paint. It's literally a shiny piece of metal, and I do see that on the real car. They look like it has it looks like it has stainless steel latches or something. All right, 2 black circles here. Fuel, maybe? I would guess, but I don't know for sure. And some sort of keyhole, maybe? Or some sort of actuator to open the door. Okay. The mirrors here, they're aligned pretty well. Alright, they seem to be at the correct angle. They have a reflective sticker, it seems. Yeah, look at that, it's reflecting. Alright, well, I guess we're here in the back already. It looks like this has the plastic taillights, but the plastic taillights actually have a center section. Now, how is that made, though? Is this paint, or is that a sticker? Look how reflective it is. I think they put silver reflectors on the red plastic. Boy, I lost focus. Let me try to focus here on the horse and try to zoom in. So the horse itself is shiny. Yeah, so I think that, I don't know if that's a sticker or if it's chrome paint, but it's very reflective, as you can see my pick sometimes. Alright, there's a black dot here. I don't know what that would be. Maybe for a starter motor? No license plate. It's interesting, that car in the Beverly Hills photo has no license plate either. Maybe it was trailered there. So this is not cool. Alright, that thing's squished upwards. It's a separate piece. It's just, or maybe these are two pieces, one molded plastic representing 2 pieces, but it was put in at an angle. Alright, obviously that side looks good. This thing is touching. I don't know if it's touching the base or what, but it's obviously very low slung. This seems to be plastic, this diffuser. Good texture here. And it's possible this is actually metal, because you can see the gap, and I think you can see the thickness of it. Okay. So the wing struts, those must be metal, because they're too thin to be plastic. Alright, and then the wing, I guess, would be plastic, but on the end caps, these must be metal again, and they're glued on. You can see the little glue dots there, and it's painted over. Okay, so that's pretty nice. I'm gonna back out again here. Let's see about this side of the car. Looks pretty much the same as the other side. Yeah, alright, it's a symmetric vehicle. I do kind of feel like it would be nice to have some black paint here, right? If that's a real NACA duct. It's just red. So that's very Kyosho style, but Kyosho did cost a lot less than this model did. It's also got some bumps here. Maybe those are like, you know, hood pins or something, but shouldn't they maybe have some silver paint maybe? So what's going on here? We do have some reflectors in here. Again, these could be metal pieces. I feel like they might be stainless steel pieces. So that's nice. I just don't know what they would be. Why would you have those there? Third brake light, but if they were brake lights, they would be red, right? Not shiny. Alright, well, let's see here. On the top of the roof, we have a vent, and it seems to just be blanked off, but with either black paint or possibly a piece of metal in there. I don't know, but it's nice. It's got some depth to it. Alright, same here. I think this is a separate piece of metal and it's painted black. Yeah, it's got a high pitch to it. So I'm sure that's metal. That's metal too. And then the horse probably. Let's see if I can get in on this guy. Yeah, look how well defined the horse is. It's very impressive, really. And then you can see the texture even in these little brake ducts to the side of the main radiator duct. But you can also see the overrun of the black paint on the left side with the body crease here. So that's unfortunate. But now you can also see that this little turn signal is a piece of plastic. It could have easily been paint, but it's plastic. This is a glued on decal or sticker, I'm not sure. Under this magnification you can see some contaminants or something, or there's some sort of residue on this clear coat, you see? I might have to take a Q-tip to this thing later. And you can see, you know, they're using some sort of glue to get the headlight cover on. And then behind that, there seems to be two lenses for the lights, the projectors. Different size, different color. Interesting. So it's a pretty impressive set of lights there. This one might, yeah, it's under 4 times magnification. It probably looks pretty ugly. But let me back out here again. It's just one by one magnification. At a full arm's length away, it's really not noticeable. At a half arm's length away, I can start to see the glue. So I guess it just depends how picky you are. I'm okay with it. Alright, I think that's gotta be metal in there, this radiator grill. It's really nice. The tow hook, that's gotta be a photo etched piece of metal. Look how thin that thing is. It's painted yellow. Very, very impressive. Okay. The wiper blade, it's photo etched metal, but unfortunately it's not bent 90 degrees. It's not perpendicular to the wiper blade, the windshield. And that might sound really, really picky, but I do see it on other models. So if you know, when you get to these resin prices, you kind of expect the very best. Alright, so it does have the sheet glass windows. They're not molded. They're just thin sheets of plastic, and they have blackout printing on them. So they're very clear. Okay, so unfortunately the reflection of that side window. Okay, there's a rear view mirror, and that rear view mirror has a reflector in it, I think. I think you can see it actually reflecting stuff. Right? Okay. There seems to be a roll cage. I think it's black. There's red right there in the bottom of the interior. What is that, like a first aid kit maybe? Alright, so I think I'm going to have to get the flashlight out to get some additional light in here. Alright, so look at the harnesses there. Wow, that's a really detailed set of seat belts. First, I do believe the actual belt is a separate piece. It's like floating over the seat. It's not a decal. It's literally a piece of red something, plastic or something. And I have a suspicion the buckle is all like photo etched metal. And they're running all these red strips to it. Let's see if we can get a different angle on that seat. Yeah, so then they have the sliders, which I think are probably photo etched metal, and they're running the red strap through those sliders on the seat harness. And then, yeah, you can see again, there's an air gap with that seat harness in the back of the seat. So it's literally constructed like a real safety belt harness. That's very impressive. Very, very impressive. Okay, I'm sure you could read that text on that red box maybe, but you need a more powerful camera than what I'm using. I'm just using my mobile phone. And it's not even a good one. It's like a mid-grade Samsung. It looks like that red box has like a carbon fiber strap. Maybe that's the battery or telemetry system probably. Okay, shifter knob looks pretty good. It's not just a stock. You can actually see it looks like it has the mechanism to actually move, shift it back and forth. So very nice. I don't know what that box is next to it though. Buttons and switches on the dashboard, the steering wheel over there. Are there instruments? I'm sure there must be instruments in the cluster there. But the problem is the window is not very tall. And let's see. Well, it looks like there's a horse logo. I'm trying to get past that reflective window. Come on, focus there. Alright, there's some sort of printing on the center of the steering wheel. It's supposed to be the prancing horse, I imagine. And then, boy, I don't know. I can't tell if there's gauges in there or not. I can't tell. Sorry. I don't know. I don't think there are. Or are there? Whole bunch of buttons, but yeah, I think that actually is a display. It's almost like you can read numbers there in the middle of the display, like it says maybe 07 or something, 07/46 or something, and then like a tack above it. Anyways, there's some sort of printed on graphic for the instrument cluster, so that's pretty nice to see. Okay. I'm just looking at the paint finish. I think it's flawless. There was some oil contaminant up there, as we saw in the magnification, but it looks like I can wipe it off with a Q-tip. I'm not seeing any major contaminants. Definitely minor contaminants, but nothing majorly flawed. I guess the worst flaws would be, trying to paint this tiny black stripe without it having it wicked into the other panel gaps. That's pretty hard to do. Alright. Okay, let's compare it to a couple other Ferraris. It's gonna be tough because, well, some of them are still on their bases, but let me pull out the largest spin machine I have. First we'll start with the loose ones. So I have two Kyosho F50s here. This is the coupe version. And the convertible, well, the roadster version, I guess. But I believe the F50, it just had a removable top. And it's just Kyosho molded it in two different ways, the same car. So, I mean, Kyosho did a good job for the price. These models probably cost like $6 to $8 when they were first put out. So, I mean, they have lensed headlights, taillights. They even have these clear lensed engine covers and some minor engine detail probably. But just a plain black interior, no disc brakes. But anyways, I'm pretty happy with these Kyoshos. Now it's going to be a little more difficult getting into other resin models. This one is by Scale Mini. It's the Ferrari 458. You'll notice on the Ferrari, it's got three tiny things holding the front chin spoiler on. That's very impressive. The brakes on the 458 are more colorful. It's got yellow calipers. And, see-through engine cover. Nice carbon fiber texture on the rear wing as well. I just love the tricolore, paint scheme. One day I could have a green Ferrari, another day I can have a red one. So this is a great model by Scale Mini. Going back in time, but still probably the best Ferrari model out there. This one is by, I think SCM was the brand. But if you just look up online, 250 GTO resin, they're under different names. You know, they're all avoiding being sued by Ferrari, so they just come and go. But the amount of parts on this 250 GTO is spectacular. There's just so many details going on. The interior is far more colorful. It's got 2 pieces of glass for the side windows. I mean, yeah, I've mentioned it a few times in my other videos, but you can see the color in the interior of that guy. Alright. And the last one, my cursed attempts to get a perfect Ferrari Enzo. This is the best one I've gotten, but it has some messed up logos, and I think it should have Pininfarina on the side, but it literally says Ferrari on the side. Anyways, this Enzo is made by a company called DMH, but again, it's probably gone by now, but if you wait, someone else is just going to put the same model out under a different name. One nice thing about that DMH Enzo, though, it has metal tubes for exhaust tips. I'm pretty sure it actually literally has cut metal tubes for the exhaust tips, which is pretty stellar. Okay, but it also suffers from the same glue problem with the lens covers here. You know, under high magnification, the headlight covers, you can start to see the glue around the edges. But the Ferrari 250 GTO, it has that chrome piece around it, so it hides the glue a bit better. Anyways, if I could only buy one Ferrari model in 1/64 scale, I would say it's this one. One of the 250 GTOs that you can get still under different names. Twice Diecast has one under a different name, so you might want to search his channel. He's in my subscriptions. Okay. Alright, well, I'm pretty happy with this one. YM model, that's a new one for me. But quality-wise, there isn't much to go wrong. You know, it's better than the DMH. The DMH had some QC problems, the Enzo I just spoke about. But the other two did not. So, anyways, this falls in line. And it didn't cost as much, I don't think, as the other ones as well. Well, maybe the Scale Mini cost around the same price as this one. I don't really mention pricing too much, guys, because in 6 weeks, the prices are going to change, you know? And in 5 years, it just won't make any sense. Right, so if you're curious about what things cost, that's why we have the internet. Just look it up and decide for yourself, you know. A lot of these models I buy don't make sense. It's just, if you're new to the hobby, these prices don't make sense to you. That's the way all hobbies go. The longer you hang out, the more you accept the crazy prices. I still haven't gotten to the place where people buy like super treasure hunts. You know, I haven't done that yet, but I'm not going to rule that out. This time next year, I might have a bunch of super treasure hunts, you know, so I'll say it today, you're crazy to buy an STH, but next year I will probably be one of those crazy people, so. Alright, well anyways, I appreciate you guys taking the time. It's another long video, but, you know, we now know, at least I know, that YM model at least makes at least one good model, and it's this one, so. The only shortcomings I think on this would be just be a little extra black paint in some of the vents. You know, for the price of this model, I think it should have it. And it's questionable whether or not the tires and the wheels should have the printing on them, as you see in the photograph behind. You know, that would have been nice as well. Or the center knockoffs of the wheels on that car are gold. So maybe a little extra color in the middle of the wheels would have been nice. Alright. Other than that, though, it's pretty fantastic. Happy to have it. Alright, I will see you guys around, hopefully in the next resin model review. See ya.